coming in. Let's stay down there. Let me go down and look at yours.
So I guess I've given you plenty to think about as you listen to this piece, and perhaps you might not be expecting to find the humour and romance shot through with so many reminders of human frailty and tragedy. I think it's important when approaching historical music, literature and drama to understand something of the social context, the ideologies and the motivations of those who were involved in the original production. It makes for a richer experience and it often challenges our preconceptions about bygone eras. At the same time, the purpose of a piece like The Poor Soldier was simply to entertain, to lift people out of their own circumstances and transport them to a realm where happy endings were possible. So to sit back, enjoy the lively music and laugh at the jokes is an absolutely valid and authentic response. I sometimes think that Shields and his friends will be disappointed to see how deeply inequality, injustice and conflict remain entrenched in our society 200 years later, as though their egalitarian aspirations haven't achieved very much. On the other hand, there are some developments I'm sure they'd be pleased about, not least that all citizens now have the vote, and all children now have access to education, even if we are still fighting to ensure that music remains a part of that. And I'm certain that both Shields and O'Keeffe would be delighted to see a new audience enjoying their most successful collaboration. So I hope very much that that's what you will do this evening. Thank you.
Why, so she is. But since her own sweetheart Patrick, full of ale and vexation, went for a soldier, she don't care a penny for the prettiest of us. By the Lord, she even turns up her nose at me.
Then look in the river and see if you're he.
And if not, I'll pop in head first.
She's gone out walking with her sweetheart Dermot. Well, if Patrick hadn't forsook me, I should now want a companion. Oh dear. Here's the gentleman my uncle is always teasing me about.
A fine morning, madam.
Mon maître!
What does this blockhead want?
Monsieur!
Well, what's the matter?
Monsieur! I'm come. I'm come to tell you that I am out of breath.
Whatever is the matter?
It is all blown.
Suppose my love affair here is discovered.
Oui, monsieur. I have discovered that all of your Marshal Buddha is blown out of 70, and I must go to town for some more.
What?
The priest's house, and I did meet him in the village. Fort bien. He saw opportunity to make the love to his niece. I will finish the affair with the coup d'éclat. Somebody come. Now, for Mademoiselle Norat.
I request, sir, that you'll go away.
Where is my charming girl?
Oh, my best. The gun. I'm all take. I will hide.
Hey ho, I must fall in love, although I'm probably more likely to fall in the river. Oh, late I was gone round and jolly, and now I'm as thin as a rod. Oh, love is the cause of my folly, and soon I lie under the sun. Sing river of gold, and lackety, tragedy run, and rooster of gold, and fidgety, lickety rum. Dear Catherine, but why the fidgety, lickety rum?
Oh, Monsieur Darby!
Oh, Lord, the Frenchman.
Ah, Monsieur Darby Picker, I did look all about. I could not find you.
That's because I'm so wrapped in love.
Monsieur Pat shall fight me.
Oh, you're going to fight Pat?
Oui, and this is the challenge. The letter of the master's court.
Pistols? I don't much like giving this challenge to Pat. He's a devil of a fellow since he turned soldier. As he bid Monsieur walk out of a window, he may desire me to walk up a chimney. An idea. I'll get somebody else to give it to him.
Nowhere can I find him, and I fear my uncle will miss me from home. My letter must have convinced him how he wronged me by his suspicions. But here he comes, my Patrick. You may only be a private soldier in the army, but you're a field officer here.
My little country wife, in company with a common soldier.
Don't fail to come to the house as you promised, for at that time my uncle will be down at Dermot's. I have a notion 'twill be a match between him and Kathleen. My uncle's her guardian. Adieu, my Patrick. You'll come early.
Captain Dermot, is Kathleen not chanced to attract the attention of this gentleman, but because Nora is the most beautiful, Patrick is most unhappy. This is a timely and fortunate discovery. If I had married her, I should have been in a hopeful way. A pretty girl you've got there, little soldier. She's handsome. We shall see what sort of stuff this Mr. Darby is made of.
Well, now, Dermot, I've come to your house with you. What is this business?
Oh, sir, I'll tell you.
I'll burn your conscience to me, child. Speak freely. You know I'm your spiritual confessor. Have you tapped the barrel of ale yet?
That I have, sir. And you shall taste it.
Aye, he wants to come round me for my Lord Kathleen. A wee son. My dear child, what's this?
Only your favourite brown jug, sir.
No, child. Why will you do these things?
I'll prime him well before I mention Kathleen. It's a hard heart that a sup can't soften.
I think, Dermot, that jug and I are old acquaintance.
That you are indeed, sir. and get drunk with the money.
Indeed. 2 sheep. Come back here. It's a sin to get drunk. Darby, if you've nothing to do, get about your business.
Sir!
Damn it, child. Isn't it this evening I'm to marry you to Kathleen?
Him? Why, Lord, sir, it's me that you're married to her.
You ordinary fellow.
Yes, sir. You know, I'm to give you
2 sheep? You don't marry Kathleen.
No.
No, it's 2 to 1 against you. So get away, Darby.
Get away, Darby.
Children, I expect Captain Fitzroy at my house for my niece Nora. And I'll couple you all as soon as I clap my thumb upon matrimony.
Who can this challenger be? Some haymaker, perhaps? To meet me with a reaping hook?
Very easy.
Eh? My man, Bagatelle? Ah, the officious puppy, I suppose, has heard of the affair and has come to prevent mischief.
Come along, Monsieur Darby.
Darby? The name the letter mentioned. Let's see.
Mr. Baquette.
Well?
When I fall, as to be sure I shall, that is, if Pat Second is as wicked as I am, bring my body to Dermot and Kathleen's wedding.
I will.
Yes, sir, that was the whole affair.
On my word, very clearly explained.
Yes, I didn't go to school for nought. Well, you, a captain. Hello, corporal.
Yes?
I said, you, corporal. Such a swagger I must go to town and learn to talk to these people. Since Captain is good so truly, what can I do? No longer I'll stay here at home. But gallant I swear on the part of it more. Let's shoot out the
I'll teach you to run after soldiers.
Dear sir.
Come along. If you won't have Captain Fitzroy, you go to Boulogne. So get in there, Mrs. Knapsack. Consent to marry Captain Fitzroy, or there you stay till I ship you for France.
Father Luke, who's going to France?
Oh, only a young lady here within, sir. That's a little refractory. She won't marry you.
Here is the soldier now. Well, sir, by your advice, I have ventured here, like a spy, into an enemy's camp.
Pray, my friend, were you ever brought to the halberds?
Sir,
I have a proper person here into whose custody I shall deliver you.
what a cruel piece of treachery.
And you rejected me, madam. He is one that will know how to deal with you. My Patrick!
Oh, Nora! If this is real, let's kneel and thank our benefactor.
No, Patrick. You were my deliverer. I am that very officer whose life you saved at Beatty's Ford. It's possible that, seeing me now without my uniform, you should not recollect me. Take from me the reward of your generosity, valour, and constancy.
No, I can't find that runaway rascal.
Your uncle.
Oh, heavens, don't be alarmed.
What's here? Patrick! Dermot and Darby! Lay hold of him!
Not I. I'm no constable.
I say, take him! The sergeant shall lay hold of him.
Dear sir,
Sir, the White Sergeant had laid hold of him.
don't be so violent against a young man that you'll presently marry to your
children into my family.
He's no longer so. I have commission to dispose of, and I cannot set a higher value on it than we bestowed it upon one so worthy.
An officer? Oh, that's another thing.
Pat, an officer? I'll list tomorrow in spite of the backlash.
Oh, my dear Nora, I wish you joy.
How dare you make so free with an officer's lady?
But Captain, why do you give up my niece? Sir, the Captain thought himself unworthy of her when he found superior merit in the poor soldier.
True felicity I shall find when all is a joy, when all to find a pleasing